Welcome back. If it is joined us watching the news at 10, broadcasting on Channels Television, live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. South African government to deal with those behind the xenophobic attacks. President-elect General Muhammadu Buhari asks Nigerians for time to settle into work after May 29th handover, promises his best. All schools in Chibok, Borno State are still under lock and key as parents of missing girls lament abduction. And at least 700 migrants are said to have drowned in the Mediterranean Sea following a boat capsize. All our top stories can be found on our websites, channelstv.com and on youtube.com/channels, where you can watch our videos. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows phones from their respective stores. We also encourage you to please interact with the Channels Eyewitness feature on our Android, iOS and Windows 8 platforms. If you have pictures or videos you'd like to share with us, tap the application on your device, swipe to review the Eyewitness menu, and then follow the instructions. We're glad to receive some of the pictures you sent in to our Eyewitness portal. Let's begin with this one. It's of an unsafe act on the highway as captured by an Eyewitness reporter. As you can see in the picture, a young man is hanging onto the back of a moving commercial bus along the Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway. We do advise people to desist from this sort of indiscretion. Next is this not-so-comely sight of a refuse dump. Our Eyewitness reporter says this is located inside Abia State Polytechnic and it's been there for more than 6 months. He urges the appropriate authorities to deal with it. The Eyewitness reporter who sent in this picture says this is where the Italian embassy attends to applicants for Italian visa. According to him, applicants are treated poorly, made to wait under untoward conditions, no proper seats, no covering from the sun or rain, and he urges the authorities to intervene. We'd like to thank you for all of your pictures. We do encourage you to please keep them coming. We're back to politics now. In spite of the rerun of the House of Assembly election conducted in Anambra State, many are still aggrieved over its conduct, calling for its cancellation. The exercise, which took place in 32 wards and 500 polling units, had areas where result sheets were not available, leading to pockets of protests by some voters.
Voters filed out in a repeat performance of the April 11th House of Assembly elections in parts of Anambra State, which many aggrieved parties say was marred with irregularities. But does the turnout match expectations?
April 11th, actually, there was no election because sensitive materials were snatched at the INEC office. So the election has to be rescheduled. But as you can see, unfortunately, the turnout is very, very low. That's our major concern now. All the markets are fully operational. And then, market women, they are not here. So that's our major problem.
Security-wise, all is calm, as lessons have been learned from the first elections.
We are not even anticipating any violence. I see some security men around, but because people are, silent, people doesn't have any problem. They are just sitting to watch the events also. So security situation is okay.
Where did the resources go? That is the question. The resources left the distribution center at 7 o'clock in the morning. Where did they go? That is the question. Nobody is interested in this election again.
Unfortunately, there are those who can never be satisfied until their ambitions are met and will always attempt to scuttle plans of orderliness and peace. This man explains.
The situation is that materials were delivered in the morning without result sheets. And people called for the SPO. They are supposed to be 2 in number. Both of them disappeared with the result sheets. So, and somebody came in and introduced himself as a supervisor from Abuja INEC. and said he was bringing a new set of result sheets. From the information available to us now, he brought only 5. The rest are yet to be brought. So the entire exercise is marred with some fraud, and we are calling for a total cancellation of the exercise.
For democracy to be successful, issues like this have to be settled by the authorized channel, because anything short of this will mean taking 3 steps forward and 10 steps back.
Accusations and counter-accusations are still being traded between the People's Democratic Party and the All Progressives Congress over the conduct of the just concluded elections in Kogi State. The state chairman of the PDP, Hassan Salau, says INEC succumbed to the antics of the APC to deny his party's candidates legislative seats in the state assembly poll. He also denied allegations that PDP thugs caused mayhem and disrupted elections in some parts of the state.
Some of the scenes that characterized the conduct of the House of Assembly elections in several local government areas of Kogi State. The direct victims of the violence were stolen or vandalized ballot boxes, snatched card readers, as well as allegations of fake ballot papers. The Commissioner of Police had to intervene.
I'm not an expert in document examination, and I'm not INEC official, but I'm going to deliver your message to INEC. About the rigging, I'm going to investigate it.
After the polls, the 2 leading rivals in the state, the People's Democratic Party and the All Progressives Congress, have been pointing fingers at each other. The PDP's chairman in Kogi State insists that the party members and supporters were victims of violence perpetrated by APC thugs who allegedly disrupted elections when things were not going their way.
As coalition began with early results when the PDP in the lead, the APC, through one of its leaders, began to cry wolf. Coalition results at the conservative level was underway when APC thugs disrupted it.
As far as the APC's leadership is concerned, the party has won fair and square in the areas where they've been declared victorious.
So our local government coalition agent has submitted the results to us. So that's, I'm here to declare our position that APC has won 10 local government in the state. So far, we have evidence from the INEC.
The APC does not spare the PDP some of its flack, leveling accusations of brazen electoral malpractice and poll manipulations.
A lot of PDP leaders were thumbprinting at various points in their homes, in private schools, and inside the university. We made effort to report to the police to assist us in apprehending these people who were behind this crime. And the police in Anyiba division refused to assist us.
The ruling party in the state, through the governor's media advisor, asked the opposition APC to emulate President Goodluck Jonathan and graciously accept defeat.
We expect the opposition to demonstrate courage, like the PDP has done at various levels, to concede defeat where it is clear that they have lost elections. The leader of the party, His Excellency President Jonathan, has done it. It is a rare development in the political history of Nigeria.
The war of words between APC and PDP may provide an outlet to let off some steam, but both parties will be better served if they seek redress at the Election Petition Tribunal.
The 2015 elections in Rivers State may remain in the memory of many as one of the most anticipated in the general elections, keeping with bookmakers' prediction as one of the flashpoints in the country and for the events that mark the polls. Our correspondent, Emmanuel Ire, explains why.
Empty streets, busy polling centers, and in some cases, protests. since that marks perhaps the most keenly contested election in the history of Rivers State, the 2015 election. Observers say for the first time it was a drawn battle between two major political parties for the governorship race with an eye on the center. After the polls, the police command puts the number of deaths at 12, though other sources say that over 60 people were killed with hundreds more injured. Pan-African Women Initiative tells a gathering of political parties, representatives of the INEC and journalists that the elections were transparent.
We came in and we deployed 48 domestic observers who we send them to all the local government areas. We did also on the field visit many of these local government areas, and we did see and observed that elections were held.
Members of the parties present, however, disagree on how things panned out.
I know that as observers, because we've had reports of what they saw, but I also know that if you have 48 persons in the state, which would be an average of 2 persons in the local government, there might be some incidents of violence that will not be seen, and you cannot talk about what you have not seen, so I truly appreciate that. But I know, because we have reports of violence in a lot of the LGAs in Rivers State.
In this state, we did not see any other party that gathered over 10,000 agents and taught them how to monitor elections from the very units to World Coalition Center to LGA or Constituency Coalition Center and follow the results to Port Harcourt. No single party did, but PDP did.
I came here to contest for an election, House of Representatives. I didn't come to engage in a war. If it were transparent, I knew I would either win or lose.
Elsewhere, a coalition of the INEC accredited observers say for them, the elections leave more to be desired.
There was entirely no election when our team visited the following local government areas at various times: Asari Toro, Kokana, Akoko Toro, Agwebu Mandomi, Abadra, and Kana. We could not cite a polling unit where elections were taking place in these areas.
On the heels of reports of political killings during the elections, the Rivers State government sets up a panel of inquiry.
There was a day I was arguing with the Commissioner of Police of Rivers State, who is married, and I said, Commissioner, I told 11 persons have been killed. He said, no, they said, again, he said, oh, whether it was only 7 or 11, these are human rights.
The chairman of the panel makes a solemn promise.
We've sworn to an oath, and we swore to it holding a holy book. I'm not about to inflict on my descendants the things that could happen to you when you violate a solemn public oath, and I take that oath seriously.
Now that the elections are over, the people can only hope that peace returns to the streets and governance in the state. Emmanuel Ere, Channels Television News.
Staying with the aftermath of the general elections, they've come and gone, with winners and losers reacting differently to the conduct of the polls. However, for some residents in Benin City, the Edo State capital, the next phase now is to think about the future, as they're already setting an agenda for the incoming administration of the President-elect, General Muhammadu Buhari. A cross-section of residents who spoke with Channels Television in the capital, Benin City, listed key areas he must tackle head-on.
The State House of Assembly election conducted on the 11th of April is the last exercise of the 2015 general elections. While many politicians who won during the polls are still rejoicing in victory, the losers are left counting their losses. Some residents of Benin City, the Edo State capital, who spoke to Channels Television concerning the conduct of the elections, gave a pass mark to the umpire, the Independent National Electoral Commission. They believe, however, that many grey areas need to be addressed.
Using Edo State as a case study, to me, what transpired in most of the areas that we got are not very encouraging. but it's an improvement on previous elections.
The residents, who seem to have moved on fast from the outcome of the election, already have a to-do list for the president-elect, General Muhammadu Buhari. Among the issues they expect the incoming government to tackle are poor electricity supply and unemployment.
President should do something about the lights, because it's as if I don't know, they're showing the lights, they're showing it. There are some areas they will have light in the morning, while some in the afternoon and some in the evening. It's not good like that. It's supposed to be from morning to evening.
The new president should look at the aspect of employment, because most of our youth are graduates, no work. Even if you apply and you have what it takes to collect you, but they will tell you that there is no work. But there is work within, but they don't want to give it out to us.
The issue of petroleum sector is very, very vital. If you check most of the filling stations, you find that there are long queues, and this has taken precedence, every year.
Mr. Bashir Abubakar is a cobbler. He says two things will help him grow in his business.
You need fuel, because anywhere you go in any place at all, you have to use transport. And the transport, if it's costly, it's no fuel, you cannot make it anywhere at all. You cannot go to anywhere to do any business. It's only the way you can help the poor, that to prove that light and transport.
Though retired General Muhammadu Buhari is yet to take over as president, it is evident that Nigerians' hunger for a better life and making their dreams a reality will be a task the incoming administration must strive to achieve.
And when the News at 10 returns, parents of missing Chibok girls lament their absence and remain hopeful of their return. That's in a moment. Please join us again.